Hello, and thank you for tuning in today. We are joined by Dawn Ahri. She is the Service Center Manager at the Livingston County location of Michigan Works, and also Jen Hoffman, who is our Youth Specialist at the same location. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Well, why don't, Dawn, I'll start with you. Why don't you take a quick minute to introduce yourself and share your journey that led you to Michigan Works?
All right, thank you, Diane. So my name is Dawn Ahri, as you said, and actually my story is a little bit funny. I have a friend, her name is Janelle, and she was working at Michigan Works, and I was at her house, and I'm like, I think it's time for me to go back to work because I was staying home with the kids. I'm gonna work on my resume. She's like, oh, I think I need to work on mine too. So we're at her counter and we're working on her resume, and I did not know what she did for a living. So I'm leaning over and I'm like, Janelle, I think you should do this with your resume. I think this is the current, what you need to do. And then I found out, oh, well, she was the resume expert and this is what she did for a living. And here I am trying to tell her. So a few months later, she's like, I have a job I think you might like. So that's how I ended up here.
Well, obviously you had a natural knack for knowing, because resume writing, it's an art. It truly is an art form, and you have to have very specific keywords and things in there, especially now that everything is automated.
Exactly. You hit it right on the head. Keywords are a big thing, and a lot of times people, when they come to us, oh, I spent $200 to have this resume done, it's perfect. And we're like, yeah, no, let's help you with that resume. So that's one of the services we provide. And I know we're going to talk about that in a minute, but that's one of our services.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have something I'll add to that, but I'll wait till we get to that moment. And Jen, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks Diane for having me. I'm Jen Hoffmeyer, and I am the Youth Specialist at Michigan Works Southeast. And so what that means is that I primarily work with people who are age 16 to 24 and help them get on a self-sustaining career path. And I arrived at Michigan Works actually as a participant in one of our programs, in one of the adult programs. And so they helped me link up how to go back to school and connect some of those resources that I would need as a single mom. And I liked the group of people so much. And I guess I have a knack for working with young people, because Janelle said, I think we have a position that you might like. And so I did it as a work experience, and I loved it. And that was 7 years ago. Wow. So I've been at Michigan Works Southeast helping young people reach their goals and dreams, and I can't say enough about the organization.
Well, what a fun job, especially working with the younger kids, because at 16, you don't think that, you know what, I need to start working on this. I guess, and I always tell people, sometimes it's good to know what you don't want to do as much as you want to try to figure out what you do want to do. And starting out young is a great way to find out what you don't want to do.
Absolutely.
Actually, I've heard Jen say that.
Sometimes young people can get frustrated because they don't know what they want to do. And so we can have them try out a lot of different jobs that would lead to different career paths, so they can hopefully find out something. And sometimes they're disappointed when it doesn't work out right away. And I'm like, well, that's okay, because there's value in knowing what you don't want to do.
And you're young enough, especially at 16, where now is the time to be doing it.
Exactly.
Before you're out on your own, you're paying bills, you're having to support other, family members. So I think that's a great resource, and probably one that not very many people really realize is available at that age.
Not enough people realize.
Or take advantage of, I would think.
Yeah, and a lot of times people think you have to be have gone through an unemployment experience to be able to utilize our services, and young people haven't had that experience, right? So they don't even really know that we're available. I always say we're the best kept secret in Livingston County, because we really are. People have a tendency to hear Michigan Works and think, oh, that's only linked with unemployment, so I only go there if I have an issue with unemployment. And that is actually, unemployment is the tiniest sliver of what we actually do. We just help people register for work. That's our whole piece of the unemployment.
Well, I know that you also have just a gorgeous facility, very modern, very up-to-date, very welcoming. And I think for me, that is what I was most excited to see. You had your grand opening a little over a month ago at the end of May. And that was the first time that I had been able to visit your new office, and I just was really, really impressed with how welcoming it was, because obviously for a lot of people this might not be an experience they're looking forward to, or it's a very stressful situation, or a very dire situation, I imagine, for a lot of people
Yes.
as well. So having somewhere to go like that with such warm and welcoming people and just a really nice atmosphere and environment, I think
Yay.
for me would make it a little bit, a challenging situation much easier.
And that's really what we wanted in that environment. Dawn did a great job of making sure that we have areas, we even have a comfort room where you can have a little bit of privacy, because sometimes in order to figure out where you're going and how to overcome some of the barriers that are in your way, we need to have some conversations that are not always comfortable and good to have. But we make sure that people understand, especially young people don't always have an adult that they feel safe with. So it's really important to me, and Dawn really did a great job of making sure that happens, because you're right, everyone comes in, they feel calmer, more relaxed, and it is a stressful time when you don't know where you're going to get a paycheck or how to start getting a paycheck. Young people sometimes, they don't understand how to do banking, how to legal signatures. I mean, sometimes we are really doing the very basics with them to get them off and running. And they do become part of our family over there, and it is a great space to be able to do that.
Well, I mean, just listening to you and seeing the smiles on your faces, you can just tell that your passion really rings through, and that sincerity is something that just really shines through. And you talked a little bit about kind of going back again to the younger kids with some of the more life skills. And so do you offer classes? Do you have workshops? How do you kind of get this information out to people?
So as far as getting information out, we love opportunities like this. And anytime you have a Rotary Club or any sort of group or organization, I am more than happy to come and give a presentation about Michigan Works Southeast and everything that we can do for you and for all the residents, business partners. We have all kinds of programs. It's not just for job seekers. We also do a lot to help our business partners. But for young people in particular, we have a really well-rounded program. We use workshops and one-on-one coaching to help people discover what is going to be their passion. We can do paid work experiences. We do on-the-job trainings. So usually I will help someone with a paid work experience to make sure that is going to be the career path that they enjoy. Everyone sometimes thinks, I can do whatever is necessary to make that amount of money, but you really can't. You can't. It's not sustainable. So we help them find something that they can be passionate about. What do they want to change? And link them up with employers. And most of the time it works out pretty good. And like I said, they either figure out, yes, this is what I want to do, or no. And that's okay too, because now we can take that off the table and go in another direction. And so we do have a lot of different workshops that help them hone those skills in addition to the paid work experience. And then we can also link them up with the training, free training. And free.
Emphasize
The word there
free.
is free.
Yes, and that's invaluable.
And not only just the training and the employment and the workshops, but with young people in particular, we can help remove any barriers. So if there's a big barrier keeping you from being able to go to work, we can help you figure out ways to maneuver around that and remove that barrier.
Well, those services are, like I said, they're invaluable, especially, for people of all ages, being able to have access to the workshops and the different resources that you have.
Yeah, we do have workshops as well that are not just geared for the youth.
Right.
So for any age, they also free. All our services are free, so your taxpayer dollars pay for it. But like resume writing, we can help you with that. So don't spend that lots of money somewhere else. Come to us. And we have a gal by the name of Patty who is phenomenal with resumes. Interview skills, we can help with that. We have a workshop on that. We have a workshop on LinkedIn to make sure you get that just perfect. And there's a lot of valuable workshops, and every month we repeat them. So.
And where are those located at? Where do people go to your website to find those classes?
Yep, there is a calendar on our website, mwse.org, and then on there you'll see the whole calendar, and you can sign up through Eventbrite to go to those. You can either go, some of them are going to start being held in person starting August, because we've been virtual since COVID. So right now they're all virtual. They will start being partly in person, or virtual. So you have both options.
Okay, wonderful. And what sort of, I know that you do a lot with like apprenticeships and with different programs such as that. So how do those programs work?
Well, there are different opportunities, and there's opportunities both on the job seeker side for someone who's looking to get into an apprenticeship. We do have a lot of resources, and we can link you up with those. Those would be registered work apprenticeships that are registered with the Michigan Department of Labor. And so they're bona fide. We would do the vetting process. Well, not Dawn and I. There's a whole department that does that. But so these are good opportunities and apprenticeships. And then we also have on-the-job training where we can work directly with a local business partner to offset some of the costs of hiring someone who needs his skills update. And all of our programs are free. Again, so for employers, they're free. For people, they're free. I was at a job fair not too long ago for young people, and someone said, well, I know what Michigan Works does, and you guys charge a lot of money. And I was like, listen, you're at the wrong place. Michigan Works is never going to receive a check. We disperse checks. So we pay for training. We pay companies to provide training for people, for new employees. We have grants that can help business partners figure out how to recruit and retain the talent that they do have. And it's really competitive workspace, so everybody needs to work together and come up with creative solutions. Because I just heard something yesterday. There's 2 jobs for every job seeker in Michigan right now.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, anywhere you go, every window has signs in front saying that they are hiring. So I think it's just a matter of people being able to, like you said, figure out what that path is that they want to take. And I think what's so special about Michigan Works is that you work for both sides. You're for the employer, but also for the employee, and so businesses can come to you and with their needs as well. So it's not just centered, like you said, on people trying to find jobs. It's for employers looking to retain and attract that talent that we have an abundance of here in Livingston County.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're so fortunate to have this resource here with us local. So I'm just really excited to be able to share all these great points and the different programs that you have. So what is the first step for someone that is looking for a job that maybe doesn't know where to go, what to do? How do they get in touch with you? What's their first step to start the process?
Well, they can stop by and see us anytime. We are located at 1200 Byron Road. We just recently moved there. And so we're just right next door to the hospital. And our main phone number is 517-546-7450. And you can always find us on the internet. We're at www.mwse.org.
And is there anything in particular that people should bring with them when they're coming to Michigan Works, walking in the door? Just
it depends. If you do have a resume, bring that with you, and we can help you figure out, if there are some quick changes we can help you make to that, and then we can help you discover all of the information you need right there. We have a great computer lab, resource rooms, and all the experts, because we have a staff that everyone has kind of a niche, and we work together as a team to make the best outcomes possible for people.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, both of you, Dawn and Jen, for joining us today. And hopefully people are writing this down, and they will be knocking down your doors coming in to get those jobs that are available.
I hope so. Come and see us. We can help you figure out your new path.